and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Tocharian series as we are in its 10th episode of this series. So, Kushal. Kushal is hello in the Tocharian language, Arśi-Kuči language. I just learned that recently, and apparently, like, I saw a video where it involves audio of a person that's speaking in the Tocharian language, which same goes for anybody who speaks languages that are present today or extinct long ago, including Tocharian. And apparently the way I pronounce the certain words and terms in the Tocharian language, or languages, apparently I did it all correctly. So my pronunciation on most of these things were spot on, especially with the accent marks, such as Kroränian, that the name of our rulership there, and the name of our dynasty. It is pronounced like that. And then it codes the other names, especially Arśi-Kuči and Bharuka. Saswanye. Saswanye. You know how you pronounce that, which is what they call counties here, or baronies. That's what they call the baronies here. The Karmatanye. Karmatanye. Got it? Got it, good. Now, anyways, what we're here for this part of the series now, we have our very first female ruler, though it was elected, as it was the father who only had the deciding vote, as he had no vassals, in which he chose Sari, our newest ruler. And I kind of altered her appearance a little bit, not facially, but because I kind of wasn't too fond of, her, that little big head just there. I mean, I could understand it's a symbol of authority. But because of where she comes from and her having a strong physique, as she is robust, and her being a woman warrior of sorts, in which her commander trait that she got it is logistic. If there is one thing Sari knows, it's to how make supplies last, and last well. So she's into supply, but not so much on demand, as she is humble, temperate, which is very important for health, and it is virtuous to Theravadins. So this is our first virtuous ruler of our dynasty in who knows how long. Great-grandfather wasn't virtuous, neither was Siddhartha, and neither was him. So it's been a very long time. So it's been over 2 centuries since we had a virtuous ruler in our dynasty. I mean, living off in an isolated land where it was far less developed during a period of fluctuating lake levels and such, just makes you think we've all become cynical and all that. But not Sari. You pronounce her name, that's how you pronounce her name. You pronounce her as Sari, as in like the dress that Indian women wear, the traditional garb for Indian ladies. And so, and plus, it is also our first one in a long time to know other languages other than the native Arśi-Kuči. She also knows East Iranian languages, which is spoken by Khotanese Saka, Sogdians, Pashtun, Kroränians, and even Hephthalites. And Shah's Turkic is the language of our liege, which looks at it more positively slightly. Well, not exactly, but basically for other ethnic groups, like Sadis, that's those Karluks, which is 50% less penalty since I can speak his language, for example. And as you can see, right now, our liege is at war against the Khotan. So the Rusta of Khotan, or Havamna, has declared war against Jongghar. It's been 7 months and we haven't faced any hostilities. They want Bharuka. That is their objective because it is de jure part of kingdom, or the Rusta of Vijaya. Vijaya means victory in their language, and Sanskrit as well. And so, this is a defensive war, and it belongs to a territory that I actually own. I'm the owner of Miran and Bharuka. My sisters Arśi-Kuči and Maya have ruled other parts. This is how much Maya owns. Narubo and Urabo. But it's Arśi-Kuči who owns Kroränian, Kumtag, and Kuśiññe. So they have to be dealt with some other time. And just in case I'm putting my vote on Arśi-Kuči, since she's ambitious, and she would be mad at me if I didn't, as she's ambitious. But she is the second most qualified person as compared to my aunt, who was never married, actually was married. But my cousins live over in Jamaltwana, and you know, my cousins might get captured as the Uyghur army are on their way to the Kashgar of Kamadana. And plus my aunt has cancer, so she's not expected to live soon. And she has cancer. We need a steward. Ytarimypoy, the mayor. Well, do what you can. It'll take 5 years. We were trying to convert a culture where we live from Uyghur to Kuśiññe. And as for Chancellor position, one second. Just do a little. Okay, Arya, so you will have the same opposition. As she now wears the armor, which again, she's not leading my troops, but it's just to keep her happy, so that way she won't try to do something rather foolish. But she's been focusing on strategy. So she's more of a strategist. Wish I was. Because I'm more of a gallant type, as I like to fight. And it would be wise to increase all these modifiers here, just like the previous ruler. And maybe go for strategy, or alternatively, and I thought of something, because one of the issues that is, I would love to control all the counties back again, so we could get more income and all that. But we need to go to the route to eventually become an architect. And since I am temperate and robust, my health is very good, so I'm expected to live long, possibly up to my 70s, I predict. Unless I want to go for medicine focus and live even longer than that, but no. So, for now, because of wartime circumstance and maybe dealing with, you know, my sisters, go for chivalry focus. It'll increase your prowess and increase the battle advantage, which, as you know, battle advantage makes one side in battle do more damage. The higher advantage, the more damage the soldiers will do. Battles often start with one side having a higher advantage based on terrain, and a martial skill, and a commander traits of the commander. Either side may then gain additional advantage from commander rolls, which advantage rolls are made by each commander during a battle. These are done with a scale from 0 to 10, and are completely random and could have a decisive effect on the outcome of the battlefield. For those that didn't remember, or didn't pay attention during wartime and look at the casualty numbers, and not the rolls. That's one thing I tend to forget to look at. the rolls. So, I cannot reinforce relations with Silk Road communities right now, as we're currently at war, and it's costing us money, as I do not hold as much land as my father has, and Arśi-Kuči is the biggest landowner in our realm. And we have not sighted the enemy yet, nor have we found them in neighboring Kashgar. So I'll be leading the army here, as I'm the only one who's qualified for it. We're going to send a scout. But first, I'd recall there's a man who has the organizer. Hawaske. Pretty good fighter. In fact, most of you are average to good fighters. So, I know we have a shortage of Tashi here, but I'm risking all of your lives because we're not moving into Bharuka because we're using Bharuka. Whenever the enemy forces get here, then we'll try to fight them in a defensive battle. There is no river crossing between us to stop us. It's just all desert, and then we reach the Oasis City. So we're sending out a scouting force. 6 Tashi. We're here to do reconnaissance. Find out where the enemy is. You will be in command because you'll be in there in and out with your faster movement speed. So we want you to stand here. No? Stand in the head to the Kanta of Yenge Hahar. It'll take it 4 months. We'll be on standby. I will remain in my army. Yeah, but unless we find out that the enemy is going to be going to Kandana, then we may have a problem. And that's not the only problem. Actually, that's not enough to make an ultimatum to even matter. But the Liberty faction, yeah, that's going to be a real issue. I think there is discontent right now. Oh, now there's another war. This one for Kara is going to go be out. Okay, now we may be in trouble. We will definitely lose Bharuka. And now it looks like I may have to deal with my sisters. Just something that we feared. A Chinese man. Poor health, but I would love to hire you. I'd be paying a fortune. Because you're very well skilled on just about everything that is required. Whereas for me, I'm just only use a well-supplied army. We're just only sending you to scout out and make me a marshal. Thank you very much. Landed female characters can be part of the council. No sign of the enemy. Move up to Bharuka. The old rugged walking stick that was made by my grandfather has been destroyed because I did not want to spend my money to fix that. Administration embraced. Wow, thank you very much. I fear we may have to turn back. Because Arśi-Kuči, the ambitious one, wants my throne. No, this is Liberty faction. But my half-brother and monk is Bharuka. He's down in Pagan, so he's down in Burma. So you may want to come back here. Oh, now we know where they are. They're going to be heading to there. And we fear once they did that, they'll move up and take care of this matter. So turn around. Head to Bharuka. And we gotta go deal with that sister of mine. We have to go to Kroränian. Stand by. It's just from Guj. But we... Oh, now we found the second army. Havamna and the Havamna band of Kashgar, so they hired additional mercenaries. No way we would win this battle. There's no point in wasting our lives, knowing that she wants to lower our crown authority. And she just recently gained another stress coping trait, which that ain't gonna be good for her. See, this is why my father chose me instead of you. You may be a strategist, but your strength is similar, as she has acquired light footmen and armored footmen. But there's no way that they'll keep up with the debt and the cost. Oh, by the way, the box is still here. Okay, back together. Alright, you're back with us. You got 3 months. I think we'll have to leave Bharuka for good. Unfortunately. And we will be there in 6 months. And in 6 months, by that time, rebellion will begin. We'll have to deal with her. In fact, once she's been dealt with, then that means I get to have Kroränian, Kumtag, and most importantly, Kuśiññe. So you gotta think of things in advance. So we have to let this go while our liege has been defeated in this battle. We're gonna let... Oh my goodness. No way we will be able to defeat them. We just have to go deal with the sisters. And then once the sisters are dealt with, and only then, we will have full control of it, and then we'll have to fight against our liege for our war of independence, because I believe the rightful thing to do is we have to leave Jongghar. They are a shadow of its former self, and join the Rusta of Khotan, of Vamna. Because I would rather live under a Buddhist liege rather than a Manichaean liege who's been bugging us all the time. So if I'm going to pay homage to someone, it'll be him. We have no ill will against each other, and I only wish him the best. And he's going to be around for a long time, is Dharma the Fourth. And when we live under him, we can go back to our business to make more fortune, and then eventually retake Bharuka from within. We don't aim to fight for all of it. We don't plan on dominating it. Not now, anyway. She's gonna send an ultimatum very soon. Whereas my other sister, Maya, is too weak to send an ultimatum against me. But we dare you, Arśi-Kuči. We'll be right on top of you. Alright, we're stationed here. We'd like to see you try. So unfortunately we're gonna let Bharuka be... We're gonna let Bharuka fall. And of course, I mean, I may have a claim. When I lose that, I'll get that back some other time. It's a lost cause. She's getting more and more stressed. It's because of that ambitious trait of hers. Oh, she stopped. Because she's having second thoughts. It's because of higher opinion, right? Voting for you, yeah. Also, who's your Maya? She's still ill, and she's become rakish. See, that's the problem with you two. And that's why my voter voted for me. Gonna have to stop with the conversion. And get to work on getting that claim for Kroränian. Gotta get it back. Which of course will take a long time. Oh, you. How dare you conspire against me? I knew those two were in on it together. With their combined strength, we might be in for a bit of a... So they have taken the objective. Our liege might as well just surrender. What? Head to Narabo. They'll send an ultimatum against me soon. Kochi is under siege. It's way too far, but is it worth losing our lives over? Come here. Yapka, or peasant, high or low, it does not matter. In the end, we're all mortals. As minus I walk, cough in the early morning hours. Dull ache pounding through my head and throat. You were ill, Maya is ill, and I'm ill too. We just have the worst luck, but fortunately, I live a temperate lifestyle, and I am physically robust. All I want to is stay in bed. So we'll have to get a physician then. You'll do. You're also a tutor, so we're doubling your pay. I was about to say, should bring you over here. Oh, you're way better at intrigue. Educate you someone more proper. Try to convert the culture and faith while you're at it. Get back here. See, I knew we couldn't trust those two. Somebody wants to kill Pulaski. If I were to take a guess, it's probably Nada. They left the faction, didn't they? Yeah. Which again, it's because I'm voting for her, but to be honest, I would like to get rid of those two so I can have more counties for myself. You know what, I'm going to change my vote just to make them mad. I got an idea. I'm going to be voting for my cousin who had... which comes from my Aunt Arjuna. Even though he has no idea. As I woke this morning, I saw the rays of sunshine falling through my window. It took me a moment to realize I'd slept sound the first time in weeks and did not wake up coughing once. I'm glad to be well again. Now, would you like to join a faction against me? Because I'm no longer voting for you. Made you mad. Oh no, that's her. Oh yeah, she's a murderer. She's too dangerous to be left alive around here. Throw her in jail. And die in a dungeon while you're at it. I dare you. I dare you start that revolt so we can get rid of you, take Kroränian, Urabo, and no, it's Kroränian, Kuśiññe, and Kushi. But it's only the northern lands that are getting occupied. So head to here. And I do not want to fight against the Sakan army there. Because we fear them. And they'll destroy us, and then Kosa will be quite unhappy. But again, it's a liberty. They're not here for somebody's... want to install somebody on the throne. At least it'll weaken the holdings that my sisters have. We're just simply saying, we dare you. Come on. Revolt against me. And I don't think we need to fabricate that count anymore. And she studied an old battle. You know, I'm inadvertently giving her some advantage because of her position as the marshal. See? I told you that woman was too dangerous to be left alive. Where are they going now? Are they regrouping together? Is there another conflict? No? They're just moving away. Transferring, perhaps because their supplies went low and they gotta go to occupied territory to resupply, or... I don't know. I don't know what they're doing anymore. I just know that that one is a lost cause. And we're soon gonna be running out of money. But as soon as that war starts, there goes my taxes. But we will fight a war, which there's plenty of loot in there. Which I cannot believe I'm looting my old home that I was born and raised in. But they do have the objective, and the war score is going to keep going up. Chivalric dominance. So Artashi will fight more effectively. Again, cousin, you have no connections to Royal Throne at all, as you were born a wild oat. But you seem like a good guy. No artifacts to speak of, because he was never an inspired person. Hope they don't go after Kroränian next. Pregnant so soon. You little... Oh, and who got you too, or who did you impregnate? You know... No. No time for blackmail. I am not standing down my army, no matter how much it costs. I'll lose my holding, and then, well, you lose one, and then hopefully, when this war breaks out, we'll break one. I told you that was her. That brooding fiend. Like how it says too few spouses even on female ruler. He has formed another alliance. Right. All the way down there. As we stated before, it's a lost cause. And you know, all this is going to go to my sister. I feel like I ought to deal with them. But again, I can't do that because people are going to look at me more negatively. Although it would kickstart the war, but it's going to make some of my courtiers not look at me so kindly, except for a few loyal ones. And if you're going to have somebody loyal, then maybe you ought to start with her. But you should have done it earlier. New Purohit Arjuna. My sister? They just lost that war. Another one died of old age. I would love to increase the taxes, but I'm not giving up on this progress from here on. Also, what are you doing fabricating the claim? Stop that. That costs money to fabricate, which we don't have none. While wait for you to do the thing. Unless you want me to do that for you. And that means she'll get together. Yeah, they're both in this together. I'm very hesitant about this, but I'm gonna have to do it. I'm not concerned about the Saka anymore. I want them out of there. There's loot in there. She'll refuse. Definitely. And then the war is on. We're gonna besiege this area. There, she's out of there. Now I'm gonna put you back in your old position. And you'll have this one. Yeah, I knew she would be leading her troops. Formed yet another alliance. That is the #1 reason why I do not wish to face them in a battle. So you got your nephew in there. Well, hopefully we'll take him prisoner. My goodness, how many alliances can that man have? This is a reason why we must join them. Because I would feel a lot safer to be with them than with, you know. Yeah, we gotta deal with that monetary issue and fast. Won't be long now. They don't have any siege weapons, so we have time. The old liege has finally died. Old age. Alright, we took his son and heir, so that'll definitely add up the war score. Now we gotta go deal with them. Even though I'm slightly in debt. But as much as I would like to make her pay up that money if she wants that nephew back, just to keep us going, but that's not gonna do. Name me as Chancellor instead of Marshal? Oh, come on. Well, actually, with the gregarious combined with that, if I want some diplomacy, I would be getting this first, and then befriend people. Yeah, that's something I would do. So come on, we gotta deal with this mess. Bharuka is lost, but we will soon gain a... I mean, I'll accept it. At least it'll make me look good, but still. Okay, capture the Sema here, who is actually better than mine. I would love to recruit you, but that'll be till after the war. Some call it tyranny, I call it justice. is no longer valid. Look at this. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? We are actually independent now. And that means they're independent too. Well, this complicates matters, but first, actually Kroränian is an independent entity. We did kill her husband. Our realm is split. Cannot declare war on death. Okay, I can understand that. Okay, come here. So, we lost Bharuka, which has now been renamed Aksu by the Saka. So these two realms are independent. The Kamatane of Kroränian and Naraba. That means my war with my sisters is going to be just... It'll be on a temporary. Until we start making some money again. But it would be wise to swear fealty to them now. So, feudal contract starts with high taxes, normal levy countries, but I also like to be religiously protected because I do not want them to impose Mahayana Buddhism into my Tocharian lands, which we are traditionally Theravadins. So we'll keep our brand of Buddhism while you keep yours. That's the deal. And yes, you will have your levy contributions, and we'll pay a high amount of taxes to you since we have been making quite a bit of fortune here, but the richest part of the homeland is not there yet. So, as stated before, I would feel that I'll be much more happier to live under you than with the Manichaeans. So the long-awaited War of Independence, I mean, we're technically independent now, but I would feel much safer to be in the Rusta. So this is what they called, I mean, Lantunya, which I guess it's probably the equivalent of a petty kingdom, since they call me the Lantasa, the Lantasa. So it's just temporary. I hope there's room for me in the council, so I shall swear fealty to you. I just only want to be religiously protected. So, we'll swear fealty to you, and then we can deal with my sisters one by one. Greetings, my modest vassal Sari. I think this is the beginning of a beautiful vassalship. My liege! And whatever wars you're into, I am not going after them. I will not intervene in your matters unless this concerns our territories, including the ones that were taken away from me. So. Okay, now, gotta make it more subtle my attempts at approaching her. I can compliment her next mission to her court. She's a religious lackey, so I will say clear rationality. This corresponds with a source joy for me. I cannot help it, but think we might both benefit from increased communication. Excellent. We can't reinforce our troops. Oh, so you claim you're the cultural head. Well, I do have one single county now, since we've lost Bharuka. And my sisters think they're the dominant ones. Well, we shall see who's the more dominant. we vow to strike back. To cut costs, I'm going to revoke you from your court position. Hey, you want him back? Oh, by the way, since you're here, I need you for your talent. Because you got something that I would like. Here. As if I need to make any more enemies. Just train commanders for now. So it'll be a couple of months before we will get out of debt, and then we can reinforce the rest of our light footmen, since it's not at the max, and we can't reinforce if we're in debt. And as far as marriage is concerned, I'd rather wait a couple of years. We'll get married till I'm 30 or close to it. I remain on my vow. At least I still have the crop fields and also the camp cooks here. But my true home is still across the water of Lac Nord. So now I'm neighbors of my sisters. Do have a claim to get that back. And I'm sure they would want to kill me. So yeah, this looks like a mess right now. Some would think in modern terms it's the balkanization of the Tocharian Basin. Negotiate an alliance with Maya? No. I know I cannot declare war on the debt. Oh, and here's another problem. You do not have the Casus Belli, but my second liege does. If he wants to, he could easily take all of these back. In other words, what on earth am I doing? Well, I can't select it because Maya is the head of the culture. And what's that effect you want? The brooch. You are not getting it, so I will ignore that request. We didn't expect that the death of our liege would cause this effect, because they were so disconnected thanks to the Chinese, who wanted to expand to Gaoqing, which they do have. And now that they've... well, actually, they might be split, because they've been getting on the offensive lately. And I'm sure sooner or later they'll want some of that back. I know it may be too soon to change, but I think it would be wise to get this. Maybe you should go for well-focused just to try to get some money. And use that said money to start fabricating claims to retake your lost lands. Is this what my life's work is gonna be like? It might be. I mean, I do have all the benefits that will help me on the battlefield, especially the advantage. We don't need a household guard because, well, we do not want to complicate the less skilled people. Just have the ones you already have and train them to fight very well for themselves. Now, we're making less money as we are reinforcing them now, so I guess go for wealth focus then. I don't know where she's gonna get her money because of that lifestyle she leads. That hurts her. She's been lashing out. She's been doing these. Did not provide disaster relief for a sandstorm. Oh, don't do that to the nephew. Don't do that. House arrest. Put him in a healthier place. Oh, and I also forget he's a dwarf. It's just bad luck for you. But ransoming for a hook sounds like a good idea, in theory. I mean, I can't tell him to offer vassalage. Well, if there was a hook where I could say, hey, you can come in and we'll have your taxes lowered and then get her. Maybe we should reconcile. Are you winning? This is my sister we're talking about. And you can't subjugate her because you are not exalted among men. And you do not have the prestige for that. If you do that, that's going to be a big drop to your level of fame. I'll tell you what. Okay, now we're finally getting rid of the Uyghur culture here. And Tocharians are back, and then you can start collecting taxes again. So back to our culture. Now, maybe perhaps, as I said, maybe we should reconcile. I mean, my problems with Bharuka is she's the ambitious one. Maya's just lives her life that she would love to, you know, screw with guys. You got money? No. There's no reason for blackmail. I'll tell you what. We can offer you vassalage, but we have to have an increase of our military strength a little bit since we're reinforcing. I'm not going to expose your secret because I don't want to make you look bad. So let's just have a dialogue of reconciliation, alright? And then we'll swear fealty, and then we'll try to do the same thing with her. Even though she dislikes me very, very much. But the attempted arrest, I'm sure she'll slowly get over it. And I refuse to give her that artifact, so I don't think she'll ever like me ever again. But right now I'm only focused on wealth. Just need to increase our income a little. Slowly retake our lands. And then eventually take Aksu away from Kashgar. Which then forces our superior, as he's got an ally in there, a nose for profit. While out on a leisurely stroll, the cry of a particular merchant stands out from a regular hustle bustle of the street. Greetings, my lady. I have an exquisite assortment of wares, if my lady has the coin. The merchant's stall is positively brimming with baubles and haberdasheries. I feel lucky. Oh my gosh. A steward. Yes, yes, very much. Now what I got is a very expensive trinket. Is a coil's eggshell gem. A colorful piece of eggshell passing as a gem. Increased fertility, but this isn't gonna do much. Okay. I got a bit unlucky there regarding that deal. All the troops are fully reinforced, but our strength is not what it used to be. So. But I'm very happy to be a steward, or the second word for it, Maliska, or Maliska, which increases taxes more, domain taxes up, building costs reduce, and more monthly lifestyle stewardship experience, which is something that's badly needed. Never seen this before. Purchase truce interaction. So okay, well focus first and then go for diplomacy. Befriend, groom the rule, and all that. Yeah, I can see that happening. I don't know about the challenge board game interaction. I don't think our culture has the ability. I mean, what I mean is, let me show you on the other side of the world. Ritualized friendship automatically has access to befriend scheme. Ask them to become best friends. I mean, I never knew that exists. There's tabletop warriors, which is may always challenge other characters to board games. May wager a personally held county in board games if both players have this rule. So if you since I plan on to have a befriending feature, since I'm a gregarious person. So are you saying I could play board games with a friend of mine, whoever it may be? Perhaps befriend one of the Saka there? Tired of this depth stuff. I've been corresponding with Bharuka, not Nasiki. It's been a shameful to say you are not the woman I thought you were. I'm sure my father, who made a bunch of us monks and nuns, I'm sure he's turning over his grave should he realize what has happened since the 6 years that have passed. Hey, here's another way to reconcile with Maya, just to get her in. You know what? I'm going to cast my vote here. This is just to make her happy. Let me see. Okay. Yes, I moved family member house arrest. Voting for you. Okay. So just give it time for it to build up. At the same time, I'm trying to sway her. Just try to make her feel me a little more positively. It's doable, and I'll be willing to lower her taxes. Now, please come in, and I will give you low feudal obligations. You don't have to pay taxes to me as much, and you don't have to give me as much levies, even though in actuality we can handle it on our own. It's just a way to stitch the country back together again. Now I'm the new cultural head. So, perhaps this was a mistake, putting our fascination with this. We should be going for that one in case something like that were to ever happen here again. Of course you would. Of course you would. But you know, you are a known criminal. But this is tyranny, they say. Are you sure? I mean, she has done a criminal act. It's a rebellious vassal, that's the charge. She is allied of Arśi-Kuči, because of course. And we can't get her back in unless I were to start fabricating claims again. Unless my liege were to fight those wars for me. And then he'll have to give the titles back to me. How could this be an act of tyranny? She's the one that rebelled. I was supposed to have her title, but you conspired and joined in. But, anyways, forget about you. So, can we ask for forgiveness with you? And I'll be even willing to cast my vote for you, Arśi-Kuči. Despite what we have against us. Here you are. And of course soon, I'll probably raise until 50 gold and will reinforce relations to the Silk Road community. Particularly the Middle Eastern ones for stewardship reasons. You know, there is an alternative, but that's going to be related to diplomacy. Ducal conquest, forced vassalization. Ah, so many damn things to do. It's not till 942. Just gotta get the Middle Eastern community in and then you'll be fine. The what? Oh, you speak the court language, not the second one. So, not the Ytarimypoy, no. It's one of those Tibetan languages. But I'm happy with the monthly income. As much as I would love to invest and turn these to hamlets, but the largest economic one is over there. At least my Spirus is intimidated, so at least we can uncover possible plots against me. Oh, it's control for one of their counties. You're granting me a vassal? Wait a minute. You joined? Oh, good. Good. Glad you come to your senses. Now we're back together again. So, thank you very much. Thank you, my liege. Thank you. I will soon pay homage to you. Now I gotta get rid of you too. So, cancel that possible plan of forced vassalization. Because she knew that they would have to, but I'm sure that Kroränian might be next to join, despite the cultural difference. But to be honest, with them being xenophilics, I think they'll look at the Havamna more highly and they'll say, yeah, we'll join you. Also, what did I just see there? Oh, never mind. I thought they are adding another cultural tradition. So all I could say is, well, 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 Maya and Arśi-Kuči back together again. Don't worry, we've been taking good care of your nephew. You know, since you have the most land, we can make this deal work. You'll get the hook. Obligation invalid. I'd like to see you try. Because soon the real war will begin. Okay, use that favorite hook. And listen, you rebelled once, and this hook ain't gonna work. But for now, you're gonna have to pay some of that tax to me. If you got a problem with that, I'd like to see you have it dealt with by this. My goodness, what a crazy episode this is. And it's not even over yet. And you know those two will get together and they will conspire against me. She doesn't have the men at arms anymore because she can't afford them. Whereas Maya, she does. She has bowmen to back it up. Why am I swaying you? If there's one person that I should be swaying, is, well, I don't know about, I mean, everybody's good, including my sister, because we're blood. Think, think, think. Oh, actually, first things first. It's about time that we reinforce relations with Silk Road communities. So, should get the Middle Easterns in here. So, this will help with the realm. And then bring in the Middle Eastern settlers. And Miran will get merchant settlers for here. Every little bit helps. Now, you've got a couple of months. We know you have a criminal charge against you. She doesn't, but I know you do. And I can't imprison her because this is an act of tyranny. Which is a load of bull. When those sisters are dealt with, I can finally settle down and have a family. I vow not to get married until those two are eliminated from my life. And I don't mean by death. I mean by not having any land anymore. Just looking. I mean, I kind of want to go down this way for the domain limit so I can hold all the lands where the Tocharian people live. But for starters, just increase collect taxes effectiveness, as you are not good at it. My sister is, but they're soon gonna be dealt with. And when the matter is settled, I will pay homage to my liege. I will even pay him tribute if I have to. Remember, when she rebels, so will Maya. Whereas I have no ally. While outside one day, enjoying the unusually pleasant weather, I come across a small pond surrounded by large boulders. On those rocks happen to be large layers of moss and it seemed for a good nap. Take a nap, admire the scenery, relax a bit. Yeah, you should relax. Roadside stall. While traveling across the drylands of the Kamatane of Miran, I find a makeshift looking stall by the side of the track. As I stop to take a look, a peasant by the name of Yase jumps into action, trying to convince me to buy one of the small Dharma Chakra carvings he has on for sale. I make them by hand, my lady. Each one takes me hours to work. What's the popular opinion of here? I mean, I would like to get a little bit of money. But it's a small religious carving artifact. Or get a low quality carving, which just support a local business. But we're going to be at wars. This is so not me, but I'm going to have to do it. I doubt this stall pays taxes. Tear it apart. So this simple market stall was torn down by authorities in this county. This increases a tiny bit of dread, but it'll give me a little bit of gold for this. It's for the war effort. That dread thing, that is not who I am. Cleaning the tongue. One of my older servants told me an interesting advice pertaining to oral hygiene that I heard from some learned men. Apparently it seems that one should clean not only one's teeth, but one's tongue as well. After all, disgusting things accumulate on the tongue as well. So why should we not give as much focus as we do our teeth? Excellent advice, thank you. Clean my tongue regularly. So this is the brother and the original heir. It'll happen very soon. She's been active lately, huh? On occasion, I like to take walks around my residence, but today I was feeling adventurous, decided to venture a little farther than I usually do. With a few trusted guards, I made my way through the wilderness for about a couple hours walk from my house, spent time admiring the scenery, and even relaxed by a small stream and drank its fresh waters. All in all, the change in scenery has done me some good. For when I returned home later in the evening, I was in a very pleasant mood. I should do this more often. No more stress. Remember, this is the only area that has a defensive advantage. None of that here. Oh, here we go. To my liege. The right to rule Kroränian belongs to Lariska by divine right. We have gathered the support required to make it so. Accept this fact peacefully or make you do so by force. This is it. We're gonna beat the heck out of my sisters. I don't know about combat, but well, we've had enough of that ambitious woman. So it seems she's not interested in Kroränian. She wants her brother back because she misses him. And if he were to rule this throne, then that means he will forego his vow of being a Bhikkhu, and he will be a proper ruler. But I say I will not be threatened. She has superior strength. We shall see about that. And then she sends another message. Mere humor is rotted in your living body. You are a pretender and a tyrant. It's time to restore the rightful monarch to the throne. We shall see about that. She may have the numbers, she might join soon. Gotta chase her down. Where are you going, sister? Is that old guest still here? No, he left. No, probably passed away because, you know, he was an old man at that time. We shall fight on the battlefield. You and me, sister. Hold it right there. Don't go across the river. The owner is 3 years in debt. Shortchuck is gonna be the place to fight. She is leading her troops. She's got 20 advantage. You coward! You coward! Do we have that organizer still? Yes. Catch her. I'll switch as soon as we are close to her. Okay, good. Now she's come. So yeah, far from our homes, and instead, we're settling this right here, right now. Battles to be fought in a desert of Shortchuck. Arśi-Kuči, what do we know about her as a commander, since I paid little attention to her other than... She has no commander traits, so she's inexperienced in combat, but she does have what it takes to be a strategist. She's almost a strategist, so she studied. Whereas for me, I am not a strategist. I'm more of a silver glitter, even though we've been having trouble trying to retain our holdings, but if we beat her here, then that'll be good. But they say she's a better army commander than me. We shall see about that. We'll never back down, so we'll take less friendly fatal casualties here. So our fate will be decided in the sands of Shortchuck. We have 6 Tashis, she has 2. We have mostly light footmen along with mixed units from the other Soko communities. She's also got armored footmen as well. Those 2 Tashis she has are not good fighters, but ours are good. Got the first roll in. She rolled a better roll for me. But we have the numbers and the Tashi to defeat her. The army's been defeated before she even has a chance to retreat. So we captured Kismate. Siege Master, huh? What are you gonna do? Call your sister in? Guess she's not gonna answer her call. So remember, when we defeat her, we're gonna be taking Kroränian, Kumtag, and Kuśiññe back. We have the siege weapons. Karate, Kanadiga, agriculture. But keep in mind, our father and grandfather had invested in these defenses. 2 years in debt. Well, all those debts will soon pay off once she's gone. And drag her out of that hiding place. And then get rid of her as well. How many troops does she have? Not much. Makes a little difference now. Who dares? Because the casualties were taken. That's why. It may take a long time for her, but it's unlikely. Of all the boonry I've ever seen, Raknaski's innate efforts to improve my relations with my neighbors, my good-for-nothing period is officially acknowledged. Taken Turgan's claim to Muran. We're supposed to make friends, not enemies. But do not worry. The Saka will protect us should there any harm befall in our land. Even though we're doing our own harm because they're fighting a bit of a quite a tragic affair. Lariska, there you are. Pressed orchard. Oh, got a beautiful orchard. All this crap. I would love to make you join the court as a way of saying, hey, welcome home, brother. Missed you. I know you wanted to be the ruler again, or I don't know if you wanted the throne, as you are a very virtuous man, and I admire you for that. But still, having a throne is beneath your station. Now let's go to Kuntag. And once this war is over, I shall get married. Feel bad for you. We'll sign you in. But hey, at least we got some good loot out of our old home, which our culture has discovered mutts, which means that we can now invest a little more of increasing these defenses here, just to make sure that stuff like that must never happen here again. Why do you want this thing? No, sister, no. I know it'll make you mad, but as I stated before, it's beneath your station. to my dedication of faith as I am a virtuous woman. That's the thing people have forgotten about. Look at you. You would make a very good marshal. Or at least a very good Tashi. Which again, we don't have plenty of these days. Against the catapult. After getting a little too close to the action while besieging the Svasyanye of Kumtag, I found myself caught with a nasty gash across my face by the tip of an arrow from a lucky foe. I've had worse, but it is not certainly a pleasant feeling. Wandering back to the main battle camp under the cover of the shield, I end up standing next to a tacky-looking makeshift catapult and watch as wildly launches a ball of rocks towards the lucky archer that hit me. Smiling for a second in revenge before wincing in pain from the movement of the cut on my face, I glance back at the siege weapon. In the future, maybe I should reevaluate my positioning or equipment during these sieges. Lucky shot. So lessons were learned that day. I was quite hurt, but I'll live. After 20 months, you will be imprisoned because you rebelled. And now you must surrender those titles to me. Kroränian. Act of tyranny. That's a lot of bull. And it's gonna go to nephew. Well, he was a lowborn, and it is technically part of that dynasty. I mean, I would love to have Kuśiññe as well, but if I was to say, like, yeah, you can keep Kumtag, but Kuśiññe, not so much. As far as line of success is concerned, again, I would love to have it all back, but I don't want to make the subjects more mad than it needs to be. Enough training in the medical field to give me emergency attention. Talking about Tunka, right? Oh, don't want to worsen it. Just refuse treatment, that's all. I'm sure you'll fix up, or I'll just learn to get over it. Okay, the wound is gone. Hey, get this back under control. Wish I could revoke the rest of your titles. But it's an act of tyranny, it says. Useless senses. You're not going to rebel against me. But this is an act of tyranny. Hey, you don't have any money, right? Would it be better just to move a dungeon, even though all the family members aren't going to look at me more positively? And then she'll be gone soon afterwards. Then nephew takes over, even though he's of the wrong culture and religion. After that little mix-up that father made. But I think we'll settle this in the next episode. But in one of the last acts, and it has to be matrilineal. Since I'm more concerned about, I would like to control all the lands that I used to own. I am looking for a one who would have a lot of skills, but I guess we found one. This is a Saka man who's a scholar, architect, and a genius. His health is fine, so I'll be marrying a much older person, but hey, may never know, we'll have a strong genius. So it would be a little more of a good idea. So finally, we are married now. And I will make my final decision for this episode. I will travel to Red Dharma's court to pay homage. As I did say before, that I'm willing to pay him tribute. You know, sure, he's got plenty of money, but if he wants to keep up all this big upkeep he has, regarding all these alliances he's made, and whatever investments he'll be making in the future. So, now I'm going to pay homage to him, but also to give him gold, as tribute. Servants usher me into Dharma's fourth great hall in Havana, where he sits his throne waited to hear my pledge. I kneel at my lord's feet and pledge many oaths of homage, as describes occurred the event. My attendants then follow, presenting my rich gifts to the Re before the assembled court. Dharma bids me to arise, confirm satisfaction along my rights to lands I rule instead. The price have failed. So I gain a bit more renown, rather than 25, for just give him nothing, but my allegiance to him. But give him something, like gold, or anything other, you'll get a little bit more renown for this. And in future, I'll be sure to give him skilled Kuśiññe entertainers, which need to raise a little more money for that. So defensive measures, so go for this next. And then go for diplomacy, since you were Chancellor, but I guess not now. So probably go for family, since you just got married, and you'll soon start having children, so it would be ideal to first befriend, so you can befriend some people, knowing that, actually that might be useful. So in the next episode we will finally deal with our sister, so that means another war against my sisters, because I may have to start revoking some titles off of them, because I want Narubo back, and same for Kumtag and Kuchi as well. And I know it's gonna make some people mad, but if I'm gonna use that befriend scheme in future, it would be wise to befriend your Spymaster Council members. Where's your shirt? Oh, wait a minute, you're Burman, right? Yeah, Burmese. They don't wear shirts. Right. Of course. Because that's how they are over there. Anyways. So we hope you people have enjoyed this very crazy episode involving all these border changes. Well, the Kuśiññe Uyghur, they're gone now, but except for this one, they're still around. But I'm sure they'll fight against them one day. Or whomever. Because it just seems most of their life's just nothing but reunification. And then eventually fight against Kashgar, which they still have superior strength than us, but we need to kick my sisters out of the lands that was held by my father. So we'll grow stronger, and then we'll take Bharuka back from them. All that and more in the next episode. But until then, so long for now.